Hey guys, it is week 8. And man, oh man, the burnout is just continuing and continuing and continuing and continuing. But I keep telling myself I only got a few weeks left to go. Holy cow. I've been overdoing. Don't get me wrong. I set out to do the 12-week challenge the way it was laid out. I got laid up with my knee. All this extra time I've been having, so I've been pushing myself to create more and create more and create more and do more on the socials. So remember, this is completely organic. This has nothing to do with paid advertisements. I'm not an expert in SEO. I don't even know if I'm doing my titles and thumbnails right for YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me know. You're just some old schmuck, or, hey, your thumbnails look all right. Your titles could use a little work, whatever. I don't put it down there. I'm just learning. I'm just trying to learn this whole gig and hopefully make some extra income for myself and my family. Unfortunately, an update on the knee. I had an MRI last week. I have 2 non-displaced fractures, one in the femur and one in the tibia. So if you don't know where the knee is, it's the femur comes down, the tibia comes up, and I got a fracture in here on the outside and a fracture in here on the inside because my knee went bang, bang. So it is what it is. Saw the doctor today. We're not looking at surgery at this point in time. He's going to see me again in 6 weeks. I've now been off work 5 weeks and I'm getting around better, but I still can't get around good enough to go to work. So I'm still looking for a remote job, still looking for something I can do from home other than this, somebody who actually pays me to do that, sit and work at my house. But we're just going to keep on keeping on. It's all we can do, man. That's all we can do. I'm Gen X. That's the way I was raised. You just keep fumbling and stumbling through life until something finally, works. And that's the way it is. So have some fun with me today. I'm kind of on an uptick because I ran through my numbers for the month of March 2025. And while they could be better, I don't know anybody out there doing videos on YouTube that doesn't say that their numbers could be better. I had 3 shorts this month that were like way out. If I'm getting 80 to 100 views on them, these were over 400, 3 of them in a row. So it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or something like that. It was crazy. So YouTube was obviously like, let's see what this guy, see what kind of response he gets. And that was cool of them to do. So hopefully my reach will continue to go up. Let's look at the numbers, man, because the numbers don't lie. That's all there is to it. Your numbers don't lie. I did a total of 34 YouTube shorts this month and a total of 37 long form videos. Now I'm doing a vodcast or podcast on YouTube. I don't know why they call it a podcast, because it's video. So it's a vodcast. Get with the program, guys. That's on behind the scenes of me doing these things. Taking raw AI images and editing them and changing them and making them into my artwork that I can then sell. So that helped boost my long form a lot because I'm doing that work anyways. So I might as well just hit record on my screen recorder and talk. This old coot can frickin' ramble on. There's no doubt about that. I had 87 Instagram posts between carousels and reels. Like 30 something on TikTok, 30 something on Pinterest. Pinterest is the one that's surprising me. I had plus 55,000 impressions in the month of March, which is way over anything else. And I don't know how they reach that number or whatever, what impressions are. I don't know if that's just because my thing showed up on somebody while they're scrolling through the, I don't know how any of this shit works. So, it's all fun and games. But I did have 138 more saves than I had the last month. So that means some people are going, hey, that's kind of cool. TikTok numbers were up good, but still, I mean, we're in the thousands. We're not in the 10,000s. And that's not views, that's impressions. I mean, views are bumbling around in the hundreds, but this is organic. You just got to solo under a lucky star or something for organic. But again, with YouTube, my watch time was up quite a bit. I got quite a few new subscribers, which thank you for subscribing. A lot of those came from shorts. So, hit the subscribe button on these long form videos, because that's what helps get to that, whatever it is, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And, but my shorts had like 2,000 more like solid views than the month before. So that's a good number. All in all, the numbers are good. I like the numbers. As always, I wish they were going viral numbers. I wish I was getting 10,000 and 20,000 and 500,000 and whatever, but it's just the nature of the beast. So, and it's kind of hard for an old guy like me who's looking at these guys, these gurus that are saying, oh, well, if you do the right SEO and you have the right title and you have this and you have that, you'll get 1 million views on your first video. Okay, I guess. I mean, if you're talking about the YouTube algorithm, or if you're trying to pass yourself off as a YouTube guru so people will click on you, I think they call that clickbait. And my stuff isn't that. I'm an artist. I'm developing a website and trying to sell my wares. So I don't know how to compare myself to those other people. I do compare myself in a certain manner to certain other artists. And I have noticed that a lot of other artists who started off as artists somewhere along the way started, selling their systems of how they do what they do, and, roasting other people's channels and, all these other things. Like there's some professional guru now. And that's fine. That's them. That's what they're doing. That's the great thing about YouTube. It's YouTube. And I'm just me tube. So I guess wherever my numbers go is only because of how I relate to you guys. So I'm going to keep trying to bring good quality stuff about what I'm doing. I'm not going to go off the deep end and go, hey, Now, there is a thought in my mind that, I've put this 12-week program together and it is working to a certain extent. I mean, we still got, we're in the middle of week 9, so we still got 3.5 weeks left to go. Do I go, hey, here's how I did it? Probably. It only makes sense to do that. More than likely, some of the templates and stuff will be free stuff that I offer, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I'm no guru. I'm, basically a bumbling, idiotic grandpa who got in over his head, and now he's trying to figure everything out. So, follow along and have some fun and laugh at the old bastard if you want to. I don't really care. My kids laugh at me all the time. My grandchildren laugh at me all the time, especially when I'm tickling them. So, they're good for a laugh. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and you keep doing what you're doing. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep, dropping a comment and say, you're a funny old coot, or whatever. You're a boring old coot. It doesn't really matter because I am. In real life, I'm an introvert and I don't like to be around people. So, being a person who's in his office enjoying piecing together art, which I thought I was going to have a couple new pieces for you today. I've got 3 that are coming. My latest 3, I think my latest 3 that are up on the website. Oh, and that was the other thing I did this week. I got Etsy started. Got 65 views on Etsy. I don't know if that means anything. I didn't sell anything yet, but it's only been active for, I don't know, 6 days or whatever. But on Etsy, it's different from the website. I'm only selling the premium prints, the posters, and the puzzles. There's no merch on there. There's no screensavers. There's no mouse pads. There's none of that other stuff, which, hey, everybody needs a mouse pad. I just think it's cool to have something, turn it the right way, stupid, cool on it. So hey, if I'm putting these things through print on demand, I might as well, you want a mouse pad of that print, grab a mouse pad of that print if you don't want to buy, something to put on your wall. Had Demon Mage over here, and that paper for those premium prints is so freaking heavy. It came down like after 2 days. So I have to get a frame for that. No damage done to it. It started to fall, and I was like, I'm not going to risk it with that anymore. So I took it down, took the adhesive stuff on it I had off of it, and rolled it back up, and it's now in its little shipping tube waiting for me to get a frame for it. And 2 of the things that I have coming are the premium prints. So I'm going to have to get 3 frames total. But I can't remember what size I ordered. I suppose I could look it up, but I'll just wait till they get here and go, oh yeah, that's what size that is. And then I'll worry about getting a frame for them. But I've rambled on long enough on this one, guys. It is very exhausting. I can see why even doing what's laid out in my original program could burn anybody out, especially if they're working a 9 to 5 with a regular 9 to 5 job. I was before. I didn't work 9 to 5, but I had a regular job and time that I was away from home, and I had the luxury of doing some things while I was out there. But it's tough. It's hard to keep things going, and especially like 3 times a day on Instagram. I do 2 carousels and a reel almost every day. Every once in a while I get in bed and I'm like, shit, I forgot to post a reel. And that kind of stuff happens. But the consistency is there 98% of the time, which is what's important, is consistency. And I've been knocking it out of the park with consistency as far as YouTube's concerned. Mainly because Instagram doesn't allow you to schedule reels from your laptop. You actually have to go in your phone and upload them and do them that way. And that's, for an old guy like me, it's just a little difficult to do. Everything else I can do on my computer, and it's, big screen so I can see it, and, stuff like that for my old ass. But I'm just trying to have fun with it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, and we'll keep plugging along, man. We got 3.5 more weeks to go. We've already got a solid start on this week, and yeah, it is working. Not nearly as fast as I wanted it to, but it is working. So remember, subscribe, like. If you happen to see us on some of the other stuff, put a comment, share, like, just anywhere you happen across us. And don't forget to get over to the website and at least check it out. I do put up blog posts and stuff like that, and we've got a lot of good, solid information about AI-generated images and art, and comparing them and contrasting them, and lots of different things over there. And of course, there's everything for sale on the website, and there's also the donate here button on the homepage. But I put a lot of work and a lot of effort into this, so I'd appreciate any love you have for me on that. Being an old guy with no web design skills, no social media skills, no art skills to speak of. All I have is all this crazy stuff that's rambling around in my brain. And if you watch some of the vodcasts, you'll see that I don't even know how to use my image editing software. I'm just, does that look better? Does this look better? Does that look better? Does this look better? Oh, that looks better. Okay, we're going to go that way, and then we're going to move on. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. And sorry that I rambled on like this old coot loves to do. But, we'll keep going. And you guys keep going. And for God's sakes, if you have creativity, find an outlet for it. This shit drove me crazy for 40 years. Well, my 6 kids might have had something to do with the craziness, but at the same time, I had all this creativity and I couldn't do anything with it. And now I can't find enough time to do that and the one over here and the 3 that are coming. I just can't. I don't have enough time, and I have so many images now that I just look at them and I'm like, should I do? Well, maybe this one, maybe this one, maybe this one, maybe this one. So it's honestly a battle. It's like I got so many. Where do I start? Find time to start. That's where I start. But thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Much love to everybody out there, and I appreciate everything that you have done for me and everything you will do for me in the future, because I know this stuff's going to sit out there and, one day this video might get 100,000 likes on it or 100,000 views on it for some dumbass reason. But that's the way the world works on YouTube. But do what you got to do. And remember, let the chaos out. It makes life so much better. We'll see you guys on the next one.